You know that feeling? You've learnt your scale, you play what everyone tells you you're supposed to play, and it still doesn't sound like music. And then you start thinking that you need more licks, or you need more talent, or you need more speed. So these are the number one questions that people come and find me with all the time. There's a bunch of different ways to fix this, but let me explain the 3 things you need to understand to make your soloing stronger, to make it more musical and melodic, and to transform a scale into cool solos. So the 3 things I think that you need to understand are tension, groove, and purpose. And we're going to dive into those. Tension, that's simply understanding the note choice. So how your note relates to the scale or how it relates to the chord. If you're playing chord tones, root notes, that kind of thing. The second thing you want to understand is groove. And I think this is the big one. This trumps the others. So groove basically means, am I playing with feeling and am I in sympathy to the music that I'm playing across, or ideally with. And then the third thing is purpose. So purpose is essentially, why am I playing this solo, or why am I playing this piece of music? So it could just be, I want to do 4 bars that mimic the melody of the song, and then I'm out. It could be, I want my solo to start low and chunky and end up high and squeaky. It could be that I want to just play 2 or 3 notes just to sit between the singer. Whatever the purpose is, and it can vary, and it's quite a broad one, that. But once you know why you're playing a solo, that can transform the solo itself. So instead of playing aimlessly, playing a few licks, getting a bit bored because you're playing the same lick again and again, and then we play with our eyes, not our ears, so then you start seeing something, and you go, well, I'm bored of this bit, so I'm going to play here now, or I'll play here. It's a common thing. So we want to try to get to ears, not eyes. Here is one of the best things I found to make your solos instantly transform. If you think about it, most of us play, when you're starting out anyway, and there's 2 things that commonly happen. One is, you don't put any pauses in your playing, so we'll constantly play. And it's easy to do because your fingers don't need to breathe, so there's no in-breath needed. And the other thing we'll do, which I've mentioned a second ago, is that you'll get bored with the licks you're playing, and then the belief is, I need more licks. Well, I know that the scale's here, I'm just going to go here. And we do the same thing there. Here's how I would suggest you fix this. One of the fixes. Think in terms of sentences. Now, it could be a sentence from the song you're playing over, and it literally like a lyric. It just could be 2 or 3 words, or a whole line from a lyric. What we're going to use today is the sentence, I'm playing sentences. And you're simply going to play the syllables of it. So I'm playing sentences. Again. It will do 2 things. It will make you present of mind, so you're playing things more consciously. It also forces a natural space after what you've just played, so that you get this in-breath, this natural kind of musicality as if it was being sung. Let's try it. Oh, by the way, you could do it in various rhythms. So it could be, or, but all the time I'm playing sentences. So this takes care of, actually, 2 things. It takes care of groove, because you're going to play in time to the music, and we don't care how long our notes take. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to give you purpose. So that purpose is, these are my short bursts of phrasing. Now, if we add tension into it as well, why don't we make sure every lick or every phrase ends on A? Assuming we're in A pentatonic, right? So A could be here, 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 or here. You could do the question answer, you know, so one phrase might not end on home or A, and then the next one does. But right now we're just trying to focus on sentences. Anyway, I'm trying to get the tension, groove and purpose in there for you. So here's a loop. This is in A minor. So simply A minor, G, D. So if I play, I'm playing sentences. Get the idea? It's much easier to play like this, I think, than just hoping you're going to remember a random lick or you're going to try and play faster. Let me give you a bonus tip. You know these licks we do that are always like a habit? Well, rather than just have those and go from one to another, or play them and then get bored and you can't remember one, try treating them as a way into or out of one of these sentences. Let me say it to you a different way. So instead of just, for example, why don't we have that lead us into our first note? And then we can have a flurry or one of these runs to come out of it. So rather than it just being this kind of random, benign thing. So let me show you. You get the idea, right? Have a play around with it, do it over as many different backing tracks and feels as you can, or just get one loop, just one chord. I'm using A minor, if you want it, A minor. I'm using G over B, but G would be fine, and D. So that puts us in the key of A minor. Ish. It puts us in the key of G where we're playing off the second, but let's not get into that. So have fun with it. I hope this tip of sentences is going to really help with this idea of transforming scales into solos. Let me know how you get on. Hope it's fun, and I'll see you on another video.